Hey friends, I hope you're well. Just want to talk more about Open here now that, we've hit Friday, the market has ended here. We had a crazy week with Opendoor here and, I'm trying to make this short, a little sweet to the point what's going on here. Video about just open conversation here, if you will. Things that are going on right here, bullet point this out, what we're seeing right now. This whole rally in Open has really just found all these particular circumstances meeting all at once, elements that are just kind of, one by one taking place here. So, 3-4 weeks ago, this was a stock that looked like it was about to be delisted. Okay. Then they had the CEO leave the company. Now the company is openly looking for a CEO. So that's going on right now as we speak, which, hopefully when this happens, they find a CEO sooner than later, this will be another boost for the stock, more than likely. But right now, this stock, if you will, is 100% in this conversation of it's a meme stock. It's a meme rally. It is all these things. And two, we've really seen this whole new word come up here with meme stocks. And when meme stocks first started to really show up here, that word, essentially, it came up with the GameStop situation, bled into AMC, the ape craze, all that kind of stuff. So if you were a part of that, moment in the market with investors, you know what I'm talking about here. But in that, meme stocks, they found a bad rap too, where, if you talked about them on YouTube, people were just like putting you down. If you invested in meme stocks, you were being looked down upon as an investor, as someone in the market. But I think that's kind of changed too, because a lot of people have found out, there's plenty of people that have put their hopes and money into meme stocks and have, I would dare say, made a lot more money in a short amount of time in meme stocks than people that have been in the market maybe 10 to 15 years have made out of, a meme stock in, a week, a month, 2 months. You get what I'm trying to say here. What I'm saying is they're in a short burst of time, there's a lot of money to be made in a meme stock. So that's why when a stock gets called a meme stock, it attracts certain investors, it attracts certain people out of the market, because we look at that and we go, okay, what's going on here? What's the game plan? What's the setup? What is going on here? Because listen, it's going to happen either way without that person. Once something has attracted a certain, smell, aroma in the market, it's going to happen. And that's what we're seeing right now with Opendoor Technologies here. So with that stuff that I said, and now, what do we know here? We know, well, job reports came out and we needed that to happen, but more than not, we needed it to happen where job reports came out and they were bad. They were bad. Not a shocker, anyone. Okay, well, Feds are meeting here in, 2 weeks, the 16th, 17th. What does that tell us? Well, it tells us that more than likely Jerome Powell is going to come out in front of the microphone and say, we're going to do a rate cut. Question is, how many rate cuts? Regardless, even at this point, we know it's pretty safe to say, I think we can bet the house on that, we're going to get a rate cut. Okay? Well, rate cut, especially for things like Opendoor, banks too, REIT stocks, all that kind of stuff, they're going to do very well off these rate cuts. This is going to be super duper great. Just to say it plainly enough here, it's going to be great for these kind of companies. And that's why we're starting to see a lot of attention be tossed into this rally right now with Opendoor. Now, I'm obviously talking about this short moment here from what we can see chapter by chapter, and we're in a very, I still think we're in a very beginning stage of the book here. We haven't gotten too far deep into it. I think there's much more that's going to come here the rest of the year, and obviously that's going to rely on what the Feds are about to tell us here. So with Opendoor here, we still haven't gotten to the chapter of, when's the rate cut happening? How many rate cuts are happening? When are we getting a new CEO? What has the CEO done? What is the CEO coming from? Kind of things like that. And where the overall economy is going to look like in 6 months. Is the housing market going to crash? Will these rate cuts save the housing market? What's going to take place here? So Opendoor is in this moment of it's being pushed. It's being pushed 100%. Now, talking more about the stock, and a lot of you were leaving comments saying like you made a ton of money this weekend, and thanking me. I appreciate that. I can't thank enough. I love to see people win in the market. It's so great when you beat the market. It really is. But kind of where I'm at right now with Opendoor stock, my projection was $6, and that really wasn't a big deal. I mean, from $4 to $6, it was pretty obvious we were going to get there. Now, 7. Yeah, more than likely we're going to push up into 7. But, it's going to get to where there's going to be a big red day here in Opendoor. There's going to be a day where it hits another new high. Maybe it's $7, maybe it's 7 and some change. And there's more than likely going to be a huge drop off. I mean, it's going to be like falling off the Eiffel Tower drop off, because there's going to be a moment here where people take huge profit. Now, I highly expect the week of the Fed's talking, this stock will go insane, because just off the expectation of something big's about to happen here. I fully do believe that. Now, with that, I think there's definitely a conversation here of when the Feds come out here and they say we're doing a rate cut in maybe September, they're going to do one immediately. This stock will continue to do well. This stock may even stick around $6, $7, maybe $8 range. It really might stick around there, especially with, do we have a CEO yet? The expectation that we're getting a CEO, a good one. Okay, maybe the stock's doing really well by then. Volume's really strong. It's holding up. People are locked in. They're holding their shares. They're holding their position, and they're waiting for more. Now, why would they be waiting for more? Well, maybe that more could be on the expectation of the Feds when they talk here in 2 weeks. They say, we're actually going to do multiple rate cuts. Maybe they're going to do 2, maybe they're going to do 3. This could be a situation of what we're going into here is when the rest of the year the market may just start pushing up a lot more. And Open has a lot of open door, if you will, a lot of open doors to go through here, to where $9, $15, maybe even higher than $15 is not that unrealistic. I think it's very realistic that this stock could keep getting pushed up, because what do we know? Going back full circle to my conversation here, what do we know about meme stocks? Meme stocks have no rules. They do what they want to do. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. I'm not saying anything bad about meme stocks. I'm very for meme. I'm for long-term stocks. I'm for healthy stocks. I'm for meme stocks. I'm for making money in the market. I'm in the market for one reason: to make money. Okay, so where I see there's when I see something where it says like, hey, if you just go on this train right now, you're probably gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna hop on, and I'm gonna hop off at the right times, and then I'm gonna hop back on. So what we're seeing right now, we're seeing these huge walks up with Opendoor. Now, like I said, I do suspect I would not be shocked to see Opendoor get a little more aggressive here, but then fall back down to this $5 range, somewhere in a $5 range, and then the process may start over. Okay, so with this right now, I think there is a lot of expectation of this stock can go much higher. Now, obviously, you're probably saying this right now. You're probably yelling this at the screen right now, but me saying $15 here, maybe sometime this month, is not a big deal at all. I mean, there are people with projections of far more than that. I mean, that is essentially pennies, what I'm saying here. But I think that's kind of a safe range that the stock could possibly hit, because it is in this atmosphere of meme stock. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with meme stocks. I think a lot of this newer generation in the market too, this is just what it is. The newer generation of investors, they understand meme stocks. They understand how this works. Jim Cramer is famous, and I love Jim Cramer. I love the guy. But, Jim Cramer is famous for saying, stay away from meme stocks. They're dangerous. They're dumb. You're going to get stuck in them. There's a lot of truth to that. But there's a lot of truth to, he's telling people to miss out on money, and obviously, Opendoor is a little bit of a more weird situation, because, behind the situation here, we have a company that is very much pushing into a futuristic, look into the housing market, what they're trying to do, the foundation of the company. Having some success, having some troubles here, now looking for a new CEO, but the stock at this moment is in this critical hype inflation push. And it could go more. It could go more, obviously. But like I've said, with everything else, take profit. Take profit, okay? Don't put yourself in a position where you're not getting profit, okay? But if you can get your initial price that you put in open here and get it out and then play with house money and start making money on the house money, now you're in a really special place. Now you're just like in a more of a carefree place where you're just like, everything's golden from this point on. So friends, I really do wish all of you the best of luck with Open. I will be back here talking about Open. Obviously, I think it's a very interesting situation. I love meme stocks. I love things that get a lot of attention and a lot of push here. And I think Open's got a lot more room to grow here. I am very curious to see how this week is going to go in the market. This could be a very insane week in the market, 100%. So friends, take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.